time to put American workers first, or watch the American dream get outsourced. After all, these are American companies, and they should be prioritizing the American workforce. Now, here with his analysis is Rudy Takala, an opinion contributor for The Hill. Rudy, thank you for being here, and thank you for discussing this issue. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to get your thoughts, first of all, about the extent of this problem and the sheer volume of these visa applications, because my understanding was when the program was created, it was supposed to be temporary and it was supposed to be a last-ditch effort. But now big tech giants are using it left and right to completely overhaul their workforce. What does that tell you, Rudy?
Well, to me, it looks like the bottom line is that the H-1B program is being driven by an economic and corporate elite whose motivations are principally economic, but they're putting an ideological mask on it, saying that they believe in some kind of universal right for everyone to live in America. And of course, a lot of leftists go along with that, but the motivations for the people at the top are principally economic. That's led to where we are today, which, to clarify, we don't exactly know where that is. We don't know the exact number of H-1B holders in the United States. The best estimates put it somewhere around 1 million. It could be more, but we'll go with a conservative estimate. And it's not just those. Since 2015, the spouses of H-1Bs have also had the right to work. And we likewise don't have an estimate, or we don't have the exact number of those either. The best estimates put it as high as 750,000. So we have somewhere between 1 and 2 million people working in these positions in the United States. And you might be asking, where do they come from? Well, as of last year, the top country was India. The second was China. China obviously is a totalitarian dictatorship, and India is allied, both India and China are allied with each other, as well as Russia, South Africa, and Brazil through BRICS. These are American adversaries. So it really begs the question of how this program benefits the United States outside of a few corporate elites.
Yes, it does. So to your point then, if you talk to people who work in big tech, here's one thing they will tell you. They'll say, you know, we have to do this. We don't want to, but we have to, because there are simply jobs that we need to fill that we can't with American workers. So they make it about talent and availability. What do you make about that argument, Rudy? Do you think it's bogus and really just a cover, or do you think there might be some truth to it as well?
You know how many tech workers, American tech workers, have been laid off so far in 2025? The answer is more than 80,000. We've laid off more than 80,000 Americans in the tech industry so far. And at the same time, we approved 3 times that number in H-1B workers in the same industry in 2024. Also, computer engineering is one of the top areas of unemployment for fresh college graduates.
Really?
As of 2023, the unemployment rate was for computer engineering graduates in the United States was 7.5%. So all those years of telling people to learn to code don't really seem to have paid off. And now, who's going to pay for these American kids who can't get jobs, both now and in the future? It's their parents, it's society. So in many ways, the H-1B program amounts to a welfare program for big tech. America is paying for it. We just don't know it.
Wow. Okay, so for those who want to understand the crux of it, I want to get to your point about how this is really just crushing the American dream and so many people in the working class. What do you think? Actually, here's a better question for you. Where do you think this really goes? Is this just, is this just completely replacing the American workforce? And what do we do with thousands and thousands of American workers, many of whom have real skills and college degrees? Like, what are the implications of this kind of a system that's in place?
It's very bad for our economic interests. We have 2 million people, up to 2 million people in the United States working legally on these programs alone. And in many ways, legal immigration is at least as problematic as illegal immigration. These people vote. We can't get rid of them once they're here. So the Trump administration has had a good focus on illegal immigration, but it should turn its attention to legal immigration as well. And there are a couple of ways it could do that. DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, could end these visa programs if it chose to do so. And the Justice Department could go after the employers who claim they can't hire Americans. And by the way, those employers include National Public Radio, of all places. Who would know that journalists are apparently something that we can't find Americans to work in that industry. The last thing I would add is that while the government hasn't been taking action, we see people taking more of an interest in this at the grassroots level. There is a group of tech people, anonymous tech people, who've created a website called jobs.now, and they have a corresponding Twitter account, jobsnowpr, which is interesting to look at because they post jobs that these companies are required to post for Americans to find, but they try to hide them. So when Americans apply for these jobs, it gums up the process for these companies, so they have to do more work before they can hire somebody from abroad. And they tell me they posted 3,800 jobs so far, and of that number, do you know how many Americans have been hired? The answer is, as far as we know, none, which seems like legally problematic.
Okay. Look, I appreciate you highlighting this issue very much. It is so underreported and underdiscussed, but so vastly important. So I want to say thank you for your time today, Rudy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Riley.